stuff. How are ya? Now I tried to organise this TV over here to be ready for this, but yeah, I'm not too sure about camera management fully yet. So yeah, all right. So I'll try to look straight in front of me. How are you? G'day, hello, Grand Rising. I'm not at home, not at my regular home, so this 22 card spread will be a little bit quicker, just going to go straight to the point. Not too sure if I'm going to do the reading part of it. This is just the generic title for this channel. As I've mentioned in previous lives, I will be starting an entirely new feed if anyone would like a reading. So yeah, how are you? Gosh, I look terrible without my lights. I should switch this around. How can I do this so that I can be just comfortable and have sunlight? G'day, how's it going? I could put you in there. Not sure. Think. Yeah, no, I'm at somebody else's house. I'm at a friend's house. So I don't have my normal stuff, so this will serve as my little today. I don't have my normal bracelets. I don't have my ring. I don't have my owl. I don't have my caravan, my place, my thing. So anyway. All right. Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, Divine Mother, I call your attention, your awareness, your presence into the here and now. I ask that you protect this reading, protect the space, call in the right people that need messages in the here and now or the hereafter. Allow them to receive this 22 card spread as confirmation, not answer seeking. I don't seek to be the user interface or the oracle at the end of an interaction. I seek to provide confirmations. People will use their own discernment to recognize whether or not messages are for them indeed, or whether or not messages are for somebody else. Also, I ask that Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, and Metatron be present here and now to guide me forward as I shuffle cards for the collective. Overall, let's see what's going on. I have felt somewhat of a love kind of reading coming through. When I look at the movement in the stars, do I have a laptop here? I'm not sure. Can I use that? Not sure. Can I bring up something quickly? Either which way, Saturn moves into Aries on the 15th. Which will be an interesting time because a few things will have moved into Aries at that point. I will also recognize that the moon and Mercury seem to be, I think based on what I remember looking at, seem to be moving through transits of Aquarius into Pisces. And so overall, I think my understanding here and now, Aquarian energy is the energy of coming back to the self. It's like recognizing the reflection and the subject are connected to the same experience. You can't remove the subject, you can't remove the reflection. It just is what it is. And so moving into a Pisces, it gives you more room to feel how that reflection was affecting you, how your interactions on a day-to-day might be influencing you, impacting you towards a completely different trajectory. So you giving yourself time and space to give that transit energy, and it will go for a little bit of time because I believe that Saturn is 8 years, 9 years. I can do one better. And then I'm back to it all. La da dee da. Da 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 dee do. Hey, over there, please forgive me. All right, Saturn takes 2.5 years to go around and around and around. Woo! Says Capricorn energy. No, not Capricorn energy. Saturn is responsible for discipline, structure, and lessons. And so Saturn going into Pisces, what would that look like? Pisces would be the scenery. Saturn would be that energy, discipline, lessons. And the scene is Piscean. So, ooh. Interesting. Because what my brain wants to do is go, well, Neptune's there too. In Aries, sorry. So what does that mean? Is that a conjunction? I don't know what that means. Is that a conjunction? When Neptune and Saturn will be inside of Aries together? That sounds terrible. But like I said, the star sign is just the scenery. Like, what's going on? I think. Anyway. Why did I want to say all of that? You may be going through a period of transition, is the exact language that I've been hearing. You may be going through a period of transit. You may be going through a period where things are becoming more and more clear to you and your energy is returning to you in a way that's more fluid for you to use as you desire. I don't have my normal things to stare around at, so I'm just sort of sitting here trying to keep my butthole unhurt. M's 333 says it could be opposing, perhaps. Yeah, I don't have any. I don't know. I don't even know what conjunction means. Like, I'm not giving any disrespect to astrology, but it's a well gate kept experience, and I can use the language that I've accessed, right? In the here and now. I get it. A lot of people want to monetize things. I've got an opinion on that. You're continuing to perpetuate the system that we're trying to exit, right? Or at least trying to realize. We don't need to destroy it, but we can realize that the system did what it did to get us here, and everybody can just relax with all of the beautiful, amazing things that we've created for us to enjoy. It's the requirement to hold on to ideas like residual income or investments paying out over time. This is the thing that will continue to keep the system alive and active. And I did say that this felt like a love message, but I don't know now. What's going on, Spirit? Show me with these cards. Whoa! You see that? I just want to put them back and we'll be gentle. Whoa. We'll be gentle. I'm seeing, literally seeing, like the snow carousel in summer. What's going on, Spirit? Make it pop to this table in the here and now. Ooh. Are you supposed to be on the table? Ooh. Sorry, I had my feet crossed. Freely journal. That did pop out before in my arms. Freely journal comes in on the side. Move through restrictions via written expression. What's that supposed to mean? Ooh. I love the feeling of silk. I haven't done this in a while. I'm a weirdo. Freely journal. Move through restrictions via written expression. This is like pre-pull energy. I've only got 2 decks here with me today, so we'll see what happens. Vertical wall, vertical gardens. VG. Alright, just because I'm not going to rush this through, but I'm also not going to leave the deck a mess. Ooh! That was the King of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm holding the deck upside down. And then we've got the King of Swords as well. Okay, King of Pentacles, King of Swords, talking with Freely Journal. Obviously, Pentacles talks about material world expressions and the things that we do in the material world, and King of Swords talks about the things that we think about. And yeah, the consolidation of those 2 cards would be you materially locking in your truth, allowing it to crystallize into your 3D field, removing it from just your mind. Anyway, that was for somebody. This is just a manifestation tool that you can use. It's a really common one. It's not very exciting. But yeah, that's the energy with that. Can I shuffle that back in the deck? 3 of Air came out. This is the 3 of Swords. It's got the 10 of Pentacles behind it with the Ace of Cups in front of it. So extra message. I mean, if you're going through any kind of heartbreak, if you're going through any kind of seasonal release, seasonal affective disorder comes to mind. It's summer in the here and now here in Victoria. I'm actually in Essendon, so shout out from Essendon. I wonder what it's like in desert places. Like, what do their winters look like? And then equally simple is looking at what's going on in the other half of the planet, the top half of the planet, the hemispheres. Then we can further segment ourselves into timelines. And so, yeah, the ability to take those 10 Pentacles, take that 3 of Swords, really have a look at what you've left behind or what work you've done to put things behind you, and allow yourself to move forward. Move forward towards 4 Swords if that's what you're called to, or move forward towards... What was this? The 3rd card that came out? I'm trying to go by memory. I've already shuffled it back into the deck. You goose. And yeah, they're all shuffled, so why? Let it go. Okay. So all that to say, freely journal. Like, give yourself permission to experience all of who you are. Experience all of what you are. This life is not limited to the one that you're having right now, but it's bigger. It's broader than that. You should give yourself permission to feel what could be felt. And yeah, that feels like that's that. I'm going to go on to do the 22 card spread. I'll pull 9 cards quickly, talk about it, and then I'll move on. Dreams can come true as long as I am here with you. You know you got to have them. You know you got to be strong. Ooh. We got the Emperor. What's going on with the Emperor? Bro. How do I do this? Now that it's too late. So you can see the table. I wonder. If I put that this way, inside of that, I can no longer see how many people are watching right now. But I think I can tilt this. Ta-da! Yes! Yes! Magic. And then... Ha 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 ha! Yeah! I can lock that into place. I can't see my face though. And then I can pull that one up more, I think. I need to unlock that one. Oh, yes! Now you still can't see the cards, but now you can't see my double chin. Lol. No. Yeah. I'll let you see what I'm looking at. Fingers crossed you can still hear me. Alright, I'm getting warm. So, Emperor in the center, this would be the root and the core of the reading. So the Emperor talks about order, it talks about structure. No, it talks about order. This card here references the sun, which is more of a Leo energy, so this could be talking about a Leo. It also has an A symbol on it, which I'm not sure what that means. But yeah. The card also says, Father, I am the ruler of my offspring, and my power is from him. This card really, it's sort of giving God energy. Got the snake in the background, sort of doing the tempting. You got the masculine, the younger person. You've got the two birds flying through grain, bringing flour, not sure. Second card would talk to possessions and love. So you may actually be somebody who has put a lot of thought into how your year is going to look and what you are going to be trying to achieve. This is in terms of things that you've been thinking about or collecting in terms of knowledge. This is you coming to a completion with potentially, I mentioned Saturn before, and Saturn is pictured on this card. You may be somebody who's going through a completion of a difficult, it's like a cultural thought pattern. It does give me indication to say, I'm feeling like, oh, people disappeared. You don't want to see the cards. Maybe you just want to see my face. I don't know. Maybe you stopped resonating. Don't know. No one's here. Bye, everyone. Cool. Anyway, now I can see myself again, and then it just feels like I'm talking to a video. Cool. I'll do that. So the Emperor has come to a close of a cycle. The Emperor has learned something. It's the lessons under the sun is the language that comes through there. The sun is a very forgiving or unforgiving master. You have 16 hours in good places, I guess, that are nearer to the equator of sunlight through your day. And so with 8 hours of rest, you've got 24 hours. You're somebody who has come to understand that the wheel turns for everybody. It doesn't stop because one person says stop, and it doesn't continue because another person says for it to continue. The wheel is an experience that we're all having collectively together. And so let's see what's next. Got the Son of Earth. For the internal 9, the Son of Earth would be the, because I think this has daughters, this would be the Knight of Pentacles. I'm seeing Mars and Saturn here, which is very interesting because normally the Emperor stands for, or can stand for, Aries. So it's interesting that they've got different symbols and symbology inside of them. The Knight of Pentacles coming out in the creativity and intellect position. This tells me that you might be moving towards, you might be progressing towards your expression point. And I'd love for people to confirm with me, with me. There is a very powerful time coming up in the next 2 weeks. So in the next 2 weeks from when this video was captured live, we're going to transit through 2 dates that are specific that I want you to look out for, and maybe take the message that came out at the very beginning, which is to freely journal, and recognize for yourself what changes you feel you're going through on the 15th and on the 17th. Because they're pretty big planetary transits, and I think that especially moving from that Chinese lunisolar New Year ideology, the snake moving into the horse, and the pace that they're going at, which is the most important thing that I look at. The horse comes with fire and it moves with yang energy. The snake came with timber and it moved with yin energy. So collectively, this is a pretty cool experience that we're all going to get to go through if we're paying attention, if we're giving it some of our awareness during that transit. I think it's just an interesting thing. Like, take note of me in the here and now who told you to go have a look at it, and then give it a look. Tell me what you think when you get to the end of that transit. So I'm going to take a look at the next card, which is the Foundation and Connection. I've got the 9 of Wands. So internally, this Emperor may be somebody who's quite resilient, somebody who's gone through quite a bit to get to where they've been at. And I'm getting the energy of the desert. Now, I will show you really quickly if I can. That's that picture of the desert that I've been looking at. Like, it must be somewhere in Egypt. It's bloody beautiful. I think my friend Liam has done a very good job of decorating his home. And so I get resilience, and then I'm taken to the desert. It's like survival looks different to different, I'm going to say, species here to generalize and zoom out a little bit. Within the desert, we know that a horse may not fare the same way that a camel does. It's very barren too. It's like resilience is something that I believe is a choice. You can earn resilience, but you have to choose to understand what you're earning, what you're going through. It's easy for somebody to find themselves in circumstances that are difficult and for them to fall into the experience of self-pity. I don't know. But yeah, resilience for me talks about how you've been able to take control of your mind, take control of your ego, and you're pushing yourself forward. You're pushing yourself forward in a way that makes you feel empowered. It doesn't mean that you need to go and dominate or rule. It's just something that you've been progressing on potentially since the very beginning of your life. It's always been inside of your mind, inside of your heart to do. And this completion that you're going through with the Ten of Swords is ultimately just going to allow you to continue to express love as you have been and really take possession of your life, take control of your mind, your heart, your world, therefore, by having control of those two things, choosing when to respond, choosing how to react, if at all. It's freedom. It's freedom of the highest order. It's freedom that gives you permission to maybe not lean on your insights, but glean from your insights, glean from the insights of others. Allow yourself to be part of the collective field. You're not in competition, therefore you can continue doing what you're doing, which is work. It's like it's sounding like it's work. So I got a few cards pop out just now. Got the Lovers. What? Four of Cups. Woo! Ooh, Ten of Cups. The Shaman. And the King of Wands. Ooh! Holy fuck. All right. I've got freaking goosebumps all over my, like my back is... Okay, so in this deck, the Lovers card comes out with Venus energy. I've got to hide my face for the card to be zoomed in on. So this gives like the picture of the Garden of Eden for me. Like you can see that little temptress around. Like you can tell it's energy. The feminine is with the moon, the masculine with the sun. The Lovers card falls on the wisdom and career position. So the way that I want to express this to you in the here and now is that you're in alignment. You've been following the guidance of your intuition, potentially following the guidance of your gut feeling, and you've been walking through reality with one foot on the ground. You're not moving at a pace that's uncomfortable for you. Now, this Lovers card and where it's positioned shows me that there's two energies, and these two energies are potentially in different cup settings. But overall, the cups that I'm going to reference here add up to 14. So there is potentially a message that you can temper for yourself and take away as you desire. But yeah, you can bring balance to it for yourself. On one side, on the Western side of this reading, at the emotion and willpower, I get the Four of Cups. Now this card here is described by me as the apathy card. Now on the outside of the Lovers, the masculine side, there may be a level of apathy. There definitely is a level of divine insights being given, and there is water there, but I don't see this person as walking on water at all. If anything, I feel like this person might be sheltering a little person from something. I don't know. Apathy can come from many different places. It can come from you not having the energy with Mars influence there. It can come from you not having the insight or the not being able to rouse yourself with Uranus energy there. So it's Mars and Uranus, I believe. Could be Neptune, actually. I should really draw those symbols out myself. What the? I should go do a course. Does anyone want to trade a basic astrology course with like symbols and stuff for a tarot reading? That would be a great way to exchange some time. I'm bartering. Oh, that's fun. Love that. So your Lover's card appearing inside of your wisdom, again, your career position, and then it moving into your emotion and willpower. You having the presentation of the Four of Cups. It's a stable energy, but it's a stable within yourself, I hope, at least for you. You've got to be stable within your own experience. Therefore, this apathy energy can be reinterpreted as anything else. It can just be a lack of interest. It can be a lack of energy. Are you looking after the food that you're eating? Are you looking after the calories that you're inputting? Are you getting enough sugar? Are you getting enough fats? Are you getting enough proteins? These are the just general adult considerations that people make on a day-to-day to keep themselves in alignment, right? And this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Lovers and the Four of Cups. When you choose to remain in alignment, you're going to look after yourself. You're going to be able to continue to make sure that you are emotionally stable, even if there is this sort of intervention here, this separation. Because I do perceive that I got a notification there. Yeah. Stay in alignment. I feel like that's good enough for that. And I'm going to move on. Because then to go north, the becoming, I've got the 10 of Cups. So this is where the feminine side is very much sitting in bliss, in harmony. I'm seeing the eye of Horus. Wait, Ra is to the left, Horus is to the right. The eye of Horus in the moon because it looks dark. Oh no, this is not the eye of Horus. Is this Anubis? Wow! Is that Anubis? Damn, I wish I brought my cards. But anyway, Neptune and Pluto with the 10 of Cups. So you've done a great deal of work to become who you are, to become somebody who is embodying 10 of Cups as a scenery, as an energy. You've gone through your dark night of the soul. You've given yourself permission to remain aligned with your purpose, with your dreams, with your ambitions. And so it's like the universe is just coming around you to show you that you're supported, but not to harm you. And it's going to give you the ability to move forward, to move freely. I don't feel any restriction here. And that is a picture of a Sphinx. This feels like what I'm about to say is for a 10 of Pentacles energy, but the wisdom that you have accrued in this season, because what I'm talking about here is the Lovers and the 10 of Swords. The wisdom and the knowledge that you have accrued in this season is what's going to lead you into your 10 of Cups experience. So your 10 swords turn into 10 cups, because you've remained in control of yourself. You've remained ordered within your thoughts, within your emotions, within your actions, within your considerations. You're somebody who knows the path that they want to walk on. You see the dream inside of your mind's eye. You're moving towards it at your own pace. You're allowing the lessons that you've learned to integrate. You're moving forward again at your own pace. Lessons that you integrate come at their own time. Like the integration period happens at its own time. And so the more and more and more that you can stay in alignment with this Lovers card coming out here, the more and more that you honor yourself, that you give yourself permission to experience this Ten of Cups, Ten of Swords experience from the place of the Emperor. This is where you're just going to continue to elevate into your own dream state. It's going to become a more realized reality for you, more and more. Only take what resonates. Use your own discernment. I'm not a god. I'm not an angel. I'm a human being. I have human DNA. I'm from this planet. I think I've studied, I've been a patient of psychology long enough to know that we're all human, we're all fallible. So you should take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And always fact check me if you don't feel like I'm saying anything correct or right. Okay? I won't get butt hurt, to be honest. Just leave it in the comments after the fact and we'll talk about it. I don't mind being wrong. You can call me out and I'll try and figure it out. But anyway, moving on to the foundation. So this is the, oh no, sorry, not foundation. This is the reflection and mirror card, card number 8. This is the shaman in this deck, but it's the hermit in the regular tarot. This card here says, will. In my weakness, do not forsake me. Do not be afraid of my power. That's pretty cool. That card comes out with Pluto influence and an A. I don't really know what that A means, but the transformation you've gone through after receiving the insights, like I spoke about the reflection before when I had my eyes closed at the beginning of this reading. It's like you've integrated something that can't be taken away from you. Like silver and gold can be taken away from you. The 3D experience can be taken away from you. Like even from a religious, theological perspective, the story of Job always comes to mind. And that motherfucker got it real bad. Like the devil went to heaven and petitioned to God, or Yahweh, I think it is, for Job's life. And so God said, no, you can take, and he went through a whole list, like he lost everything systematically. And this is, I'm coming back to the whole desert feeling as well. It's like the way that you choose to survive through something, the way that you choose to go through something is totally up to you. You can go through it kicking and screaming. You can become a Karen. You can become a Kevin. But ultimately, if you choose to be like, okay, what was this trying to teach me? What can I take away from this that's worth me carrying away from this? Do I want this experience to haunt me, traumatize me, keep me stuck in loops, patterns, behaviors that ultimately don't foster or build the reality that I want to live in? And so Job systematically lost everything, and he lost his livestock, his children, his wife, everything. And then this story has always seemed somewhat like perverse in my mind, but after he lost everything, God gave him everything back. And some. And so yeah, that's a religious picture of what I'm trying to tell you is the consequence of you keeping this Emperor energy inside of yourself. The way that you choose to act, you can choose to be a Joffrey. You can do a whole bunch of ridiculous, culturally ridiculous things. Or You can be a just king, like Solomon was, from that same book that I referenced just before. The wisest person from the Bible. And why? Because he asked God for wisdom. Didn't ask God for finances. Didn't ask God for a family. Didn't ask, he asked for wisdom. And Job's fault was that he was too faithful. So there's a recurring theme within Abrahamic texts that faith and works have something to do with one another. And if you've left Christian fields, or if you've left the Christian building, like I have, I've been out of the Christian church for almost 7 years. I almost went through conversion therapy because of that church. I almost allowed myself, I used to have an elastic band given to me that I was told every time I had a homosexual thought, I would pull it as far as I could and let it go. And so that's one way to help somebody. But yeah, I fell in line. That was my fault. I can't blame the church for trying to help me with my problem. I went to that church and I asked for their help. And that's what they prescribed. So after 5 years of service, 5 or 6 days a week for nearly 3 years, but 5 years in total, I left. And I'd been at the meetings where I was called a son of the house. I'd been at the meetings where I was called a steward of the house. I was at the worship meetings helping things move along. I was doing my best in that time of my life, just like I have been doing my best in this time of my life. Why am I on this tangent? It's because of these insights. You're somebody who has gone on a journey of discovering who you are. You've got resilience. You've gone through that self-desert experience. You know who you are now. You're more in tune with your solar return. You're more in tune with your energy. You know that you can continue on in the way that you have been, in a way that's sustainable, in a way that's relatable to your own life. You don't need to try and fit inside of any external boxes anymore. This is the insight that you've come to. You've been given the opportunity to live a life. You're alive. And you're alive in the here and now if you're resonating with this reading as an emperor. And take it, feminines who are watching this as well. It's emperor energy. I'm thinking of Emperor Zhao from Star Trek. Was that her name? Emperor Zhao? She was a badass. She was Terran, and they are all a little bit different, but she was badass. She got shit done. Nah, okay, she was a bit of a toxic emperor too, but when she came to, and I don't want to spoiler alert for people, but anyway, and I get that it's a TV show, and I get that, but whatever. Gosh, got to cover all the grounds. It's your progress that I'm talking about here. You've been the one that's been willing to continue pouring into your creativity, connecting with the divine with all that yellow, heal that heart chakra, heal that heart space, allow the divine to affect your inner child, your inner shadows, bring light to the darkness, giving you the yin and yang effect with reality inside and outside. But you had to come to this insight on your own. Nobody could show you. Nobody could teach you. Nobody could really reveal anything to you before you were ready. You had to go through this transformation in your own time, in your own energy, as yourself. This experience is for everybody to have as they perceive. The hardest thing about all of this is being the emperor to start with, right? And then the final card for the internal 9, the expression, the passion, I am, therefore I act, is the King of Swords. You must, if you desire to, you must take command of your conscious mind You must take command of your ego. You must realize your destiny if you so choose. I'm not telling you what to do. But if you connect with your own divinity, if you connect with the beginning of time, if you connect with the end of time, and you understand that energy cannot be destroyed, it can only change form, then you can be finally. You don't need to have those shadows chasing after you. I'm getting ghost. It's like, I'm Rita Miller. $4 million? Is someone going to get $4 million? Dude. Woo! Overall, the people that this message is resonating with, you've been people who have not been afraid to stand alone in the light or stand alone in the dark. There are 3 cards here that give the sun, and then there's a little bit of difficulty, but it's not hard energy. It's just options to transmute if you want to. Like, growth is an option. No one's forcing you. No one's forcing you to be the bigger person, be the bigger person, be the bigger man, anything. You can do anything that you want with this lifetime. As long as you're regulating your emotions, as long as you're regulating your thoughts. Because, yeah, 10 cups, 10 swords, that can be a lot. That can be a lot of energy. No? So, if this is resonating with you so far, hit that like button for me. Drop an emoji into chat if it's resonating with you so that I know that you've stopped in, and I can look back on the chat later after the fact if I don't catch you and say hello. And if you're going to keep hanging on, wicked. Let's do this. So the internal 9 is mostly for you, the person who's viewing, to decide for yourself with your own discernment if this message will be for you. So ultimately, I don't need to be the one giving you any more disclaimers than are in my description box and that are in my channel about. Like, I think I'm talking to adults all around, and yeah, I want to give you that right, that privilege to just be the adult that I know that you are. So, where am I going to put these while I do the reading, the rest of the reading? I don't know. Maybe I'll just do 6, 12 on top of this. Let's go. What is happening at 1 o'clock on the outside? 1 o'clock. Aries, this message may be for you. But don't make it fit if it doesn't fit. And if you're not resonating, don't carry it away. Carrying it away is not resonating. Woo! Alright, we got some poppers. We got some poppers! They're not touching the table, they're not touching the deck. Okay, so who's first? No shit. 3 of Swords at 1 o'clock. Aries. Oh, Aries, what's going on? So this is the self, identity, and becoming. I see the sun symbol here, and I see Mercury. You're becoming an effective communicator, Aries, if this is resonating with you. Otherwise, As an overall 12 card reading on the outside, the Three of Swords is pointing to your heart being what your mind is focusing on. So you may be somebody who has been trying to satisfy desires of the heart, or at least been thinking about it. It's like the thoughts are loading up, something like this. You're becoming somebody who is quite thoughtful. You're using your emotions to balance your thoughts, maybe. And really, you're using pain as an alchemical tool to project yourself forward into the future that you see loading up. I will note as well that there is like a yellow eyeliner on the eyes, and it's like you're letting spirit lead you. You're letting spirit show you what you need to see. And also that there might be an angel protecting you and your third eye. Amazing. I'm going to move on to 2 o'clock. This outside one's going to be nice and quick. 2 o'clock, we got Taurus. Values and resources. Okidoki, okidoki, artichoke, artichoke. This is the Eight of Swords. And so I see Mercury again, and I see Saturn. The reflection is standing out to me here and now, and the sun and the moon. The water reflects the moon, and the sun is in the air. So Taurus, 2 o'clock, values or resources. It's like the fog is falling away from your mind. And I'm looking at that reflection down the bottom. The fog is clearing, the mist is clearing, the morning mist is clearing, the morning is over. The morning is over. Ooh. It's time to rise and shine. It's time to put all of those dreams into action. Oh, the horizon point. The horizon point. All right, I'm going to put the cards over on the left here because they're pissing me off, to be honest. I don't like mess, and I'm currently looking at a mess. My inner child's such a funny cunt. Anyway, sorry. There we go. Now I can do 1, 2, 3, and then I can keep shuffling, and I don't need to worry about making a mess. Okay, so did I finish Taurus? I don't know. 2 o'clock Taurus, values and resources. You're just somebody who's communicating their internal discipline on the outside, and it's giving way for you to just express as you are. You're not somebody who's shying away from opportunities. If anything, you're taking opportunities as they appear. And so you're being diligent. You're being called to continue being diligent because everything that you're doing in the here and now is reflecting in potentially a timeline that you might not perceive or feel yet, but it is coming. You just have to give 2 more swords of time for your completion, because this is happening on the external. You've already got the 10 swords happening on the internal if this full reading is for you. You've got the ability to see where you've made mistakes, and you correct your paths. You correct your path when you need to. What's with the sun and the moon in the Eight of Swords? Cycles, seasons. If you're in a bit of a season where you feel like you want to slow down and reorient before you move on towards the 9 and the 10 of Swords, that's fine. But even if you're perceiving the tarot as just a generalized field where swords are the lucky dip of swords and the energy that appears is the energy that, like, it's whatever, you can perceive that Eight of Swords in many different ways. You can be restricted to perceive things in a certain way because you haven't had that breakthrough, you haven't had that insight come through with the Shaman card, which is somewhat a disempowered Emperor, I would say. But you may be perceiving these 8 swords as the end of a mental conflict, giving yourself permission to g'day to everybody who's come through. Sorry, that's the first time I've seen chat pop up in a minute, so g'day. Yeah, I'm gonna move on. So 3 o'clock, got the 10 of Wands. This external on the outside, this looks crazy chaotic, like chaotic neutral all the way, like chaotic bad so far. I don't feel it that way because this 10 of Wands at 3 o'clock talks about Gemini, communication and learning. This is card number 12 as well. So we've had 3 10s. We've had the 10 of Cups, we've had the 10 of Swords, and now we've got the 10 of Wands. On the inside, you did go through the 9 of Wands, so I can say confidently that in your external experience, in your 3D experience by 3 o'clock, you're going to be communicating in a way that feels natural to you. You're not going to be expanding energy that feels wrong, that feels overburdened. I don't know what I'm saying here. You're going to be expressing yourself as you desire. If that is as a faithful down the bottom, and I don't know if you watch the traders or not, that might be relevant to somebody, but you're a faithful or you're a trader to the experience. You're part of what makes this burdensome scenery come about. But it doesn't matter because you're part of the collective experience. The way that anybody chooses to express, the way that anybody chooses to transform into anything. I'm definitely feeling like, with what I said already about the astrology, I feel like we're going into like a shapeshifter type of season. I don't know if it's because we're ending out a snake and it turns into a horse and the pace changes so dynamically, but this 10 of Wands at 3 o'clock, the way that you communicate your burdens, you're just going to express in a way that's final. You're not going to overburden others with your burdens. You recognize that your burdens are your own. You recognize that your experience is your own. The way that you choose to express and experience your passions is completely up to you. Nobody can tell you what to do. It's your life. It's now or never. We're not gonna live forever, so we might as well live while we're alive. It's our life. Bow, 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 bow. Have you ever caught a John Farnham finale tour? Sorry, no disrespect. I think that's the smartest thing to do ever when you're really not sure if you're over doing what you're doing a finale tour. And then processing through the feedback. All right, what's going on with 4 o'clock? This is a song for the broken-hearted. Whoa, whoa. Bum, 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 bum. 6 of Air. So, at 4 o'clock, home, roots, emotional foundation. I feel, therefore I protect. The 6 of Swords. Around the world, 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 around the world. Oh, at first I was afraid. I was petrified. Kept thinking I could hardly live without you by my side. And then I realized I was connected to source consciousness and I moved on. And now I'm strong. Because I got the ability to see where I went wrong and I fixed that. And now I'm back communicating clearly, making sure I expand along the way. Oh, I think that this transit is going to open up a lot of new opportunities. You've integrated something quite special. I'm looking over at the Four of Cups. So you've gathered your resilience. You've aligned yourself properly with the Lover's card, the Nine of Wands, and you've really put energy towards moving out of apathy and moving into just Aries. Like maybe you too are transiting with the planets. Maybe you too are feeling the energy of Aries. Maybe you too are feeling the effects of having been in a Pisces moment before these transits, and now you're sitting in your own body, inside your own experience. You're not fighting against it. You're not trying to make it soothe you. You're just here, now, moving when choices come up for you to move and building the home from the inside out anywhere that you go. Everywhere you go, you always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, you always take the weather. Anywhere you go, there you will be. Whew. Hey yo, you got it right in on the same song. Creativity. Ooh, 5 o'clock. Leo time. Leos, how you doing? I love an activated Leo. I love an activated Leo. I really do. Well, Leo, that always sends me to Charmed inside my head. You've got Mercury and Aries inside of this card here today. This is the Ace of Swords. How cool is that? So 5 o'clock talks about creativity, pleasure, and the heart. This is card number 14. So when I see Mercury here, it's like something, and then I hear something wicked this way comes, but I interpret that as just interpret as you will. Something this way comes. Mercury, Ace of Swords. A new communication, whether it be a communication that's coming as an inspiration from you or if it's going to be expressed to you. You're going to feel energized by this communication. If you're not feeling energized by the communication, it's not the thing that I'm talking about. Don't try and make a fit in the future. I'm not trying to predict either. I'm just telling you what the energy says in the here and now. So Leo, you've spoken a truth into reality, therefore you've allowed it to crystallize into the 3D experience. So you've made room. You've made more room inside of your field by letting it go and by continuing to let it go. I'm going to do one of these for confirmation. 4 of Pentacles. You're going to stabilize you're going to stabilize this idea, this manifestation, this gift into your 3D with your own energy. And that's why it had to happen that way, because if somebody had helped you, you never would have realized how much more you can do with this Ace of Swords. Like I feel like you've been training with this Ace of Swords, but you've potentially taken, like, it's like friendly fire, like, and it's this foot on the pin, yo. It's like friendly fire. It's like But you're moving on. You're healing. That portal is open for you. Something about the moon, maybe? Did you do some releasing rituals? Did you set yourself free from responsibility, pain, anguish, grief? Ooh. Gives the word chronic. Not sure. Anyway, I'm moving on. Thanks, Leo. Let me know if that resonates with you in the comments after the fact. I'm going to move on to 6 o'clock. So Virgo. Service and refinement. Now, in this card, the Seven of Pentacles, I see the moon, which I was talking about before. And Jupiter. Oh, man. Expansion and belief. With instincts and feelings. This can be, the Seven of Pentacles talks about patience to start with, but this can look like for you, Virgo, very much your energy. It doesn't feel accelerated due to external pressures. If anything, the acceleration will occur when you're ready. This is part of your refinement. This is part of your service. This is part of who you are if you're just taking these external 12 as a full reading for yourself, if you're still resonating. You've been somebody who has gone through this first half of the journey by 6 o'clock now, and you've tried your hand at many things. In the beginning, we had somebody who may have gone through painful experiences that they needed to navigate so that they could continue on, continue elevating. Once this elevation occurred, it was then a consideration of how do I continue without remaining stuck, without becoming stagnant. Moving on, it's how can I now, with all of the burdens that I've accumulated within this timeline, how can I use those burdens as benefits? How can I transmute the energy of life into something that I can use to move myself forward, moving into the Six of Swords? This is where you transit towards the things that actually bring you joy. Circling back to the Three of Swords, where you follow your gut feeling and you follow your instincts to allow yourself to arrive somewhere new. This is that transit, and you get that newness feeling from this Ace of Swords. You go through the whole experience that just came before, and this is exactly why once you have this clarity, once you have this truth, you are arrived at the Seven of Pentacles. It's time to sit back, relax, enjoy the fruits of your labor. Allow your labor to multiply itself to give you the experience that you perceived at the very beginning. You're not somebody who's afraid of this experience. I know this. You wouldn't still be here now. You wouldn't still be watching this video after the fact that it went live a couple of days ago. These messages aren't for the people that are doing light work. It's for the people that are light workers. Light work, I don't know. Abracadabra. For my last trick. Dun, 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 I'm back, bro. I'm gonna call it light work. What? I get the feeling, I get the energy here that by you choosing, I don't know, look at this and you tell me what you feel. Like that looks like falling dice to me, falling die. So I don't know how this person is holding themselves up and dice are falling out of their pockets. This all of a sudden looks like it's a roulette table. Do not squander your mastery. That's a very Capricorn energy, but it's coming out for Virgo. 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, don't sell yourself short. You've done the work of sowing the seeds. You've done the work of harvesting the field. You've done the work, full stop, exclamation, period. Like, So if you're going to gamble on anything at all, please gamble on yourself. That's even bloody biblical. Abrahamic faith. But anyway, I'm going to move on. Virgo, you guys are fine. You guys are like doing the thing. And I just got a whole bunch of cards fall on the floor. And I have nowhere to roll back to. These ones will go first. These ones will go next. Abracadabra. Oh god. Which one was I showing you? I think that one's at the back. So from the beginning, so for Libra now, or 7 o'clock, Libra, relationships, reflections, I've got the 9 of water. Comes out. The 9 of cups, right? So that's satisfaction. Push me and then just touch me till I can get my satisfaction. Bro, is this how it's supposed to be? This is fucking cool. So now that I've seen all 22 cards, the only 10 that hasn't come out was the 10 of Pentacles. So this reading may not have been one about a very structured future, but it's coming out as a very ordered future. So the nuance of word choice, the nuance of context that I provide is for you to interpret and discern through yourself, as always. I use the language that I use to try and hit a broad general demographic of 12 archetypes. So yeah, as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'll move on to 7, Libra, relationships, reflections, card number 16. As I said, it was satisfaction. This card here comes out with the energy of the moon and Venus. So the moon is instincts and feelings. Venus is love, pleasure, sensuality, charm. She's beauty and she's grace. She's Miss United States. And I just saw the Statue of Liberty in my head. It's like that, I guess. Beautiful gift, I think. A French gift. Don't know. I'm not American. Libra, 7 o'clock. Relationships, connection, reflections. This is almost like an internal, external. So you've been able to recognize that the original 9 cards were able to give you a perspective. They were able to give you a solid internal foundation so that then you could go on continuing building the external foundation, continue building the ego in a way that honors the entire experience rather than just yourself. You decided to move through the experience at a rate that's comfortable for you. Therefore, you never fell out of satisfaction. You used your intuition. You used your absolute knowledge of your feelings to guide yourself forward, into the things that bring you maximum amounts of pleasure, maximum amounts of personal security. You've got no energy inside of you by 7 o'clock that prevents you from waiting for the thing that you're waiting for, integrating the thing that you're trying to integrate, moving towards the thing that you want to move towards. You now have the ability to solidify, not just with your thoughts, but with your actions and your feelings and your expressions, everything that you've ever wanted to, whether that be with people, whether that be with your connections, maybe it could be collegiate, like colleagues. You could be finding more and more cohesion or harmony with those around you, because everybody that you're coming around is not overtly self-seeking, like not egotistical, not selfish, but self-aware, and self-aware in a way that doesn't cause you to have to pay a cost to be around them. It's the feeling of everybody comes to the same harvest when they're ready in their own time, but maybe not everybody comes in the same energy. Maybe not everybody comes to find that grounded sensuality in the here and now. Maybe people just carry the idea of sensuality and they don't actually release it into the experience. Where a Libra, I know, a Libra, I'm in my head, I'm seeing my art scales, and I know that you aren't somebody that enjoys carrying a heavy heart. You might, really? Hold on. I heard the word abandonment in my head and I was like, what? Sacral chakra. Sacral chakra, orange, red. It's more like a red, orange. It's a very slowed down. Yeah. Why? Okay. So you can use the creative force of the sacral chakra to move yourself forward in any direction. You can use the base 3 chakras to really put momentum in the things that you're wanting to see come about inside of reality. And I am really seeing like the red, the yellow, and the orange in between. Like, but it's a choice. It's no one can tell you what to do, how to do it, what's going to make you feel the best inside of your experience. You're the one having it. No one can tell you that. And I mean, sometimes I'll go to a tarot reading and I'll get a reading from people if I can. And ooh, Liam's home. More often than not, I am. Hello. Hello. So I need to wrap this up really quickly because he's going to be here. Might as well leave that open. And I don't think I told him that I was going to be live, so he might say hello. He might not, don't know. Cool. Anyway, so moving on to the next card. How are ya? Yeah, I'm good. I've already talked it all out and said that you're probably going to get home. But yeah, you're not in camera shot, so hi.
Don't scare the shit out of you with that.
That did a little bit. I've been sort of like, you're coming home soon, you're coming home soon. So it's like,
right
it just was like, I don't know. I'll have to watch back to see if I jumped.
Yeah, 10 minutes early.
Yes. Early exit. I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I can get out of this. And I can come back to reality. Alright, so where am I at now? So that was Libra. Cheers, Libra. 7 o'clock. Then 8 o'clock, moving to Scorpio. Transformation and power. So here I've got the 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles energy can be difficult to navigate. It talks about hardship, and that's not really an easy energy to talk about. But transformation is not something that's easy to obtain. It's not something that everybody can obtain in this... Oh, I'm burping so much all of a sudden. It's not something that everyone will obtain inside of this lifetime. Some people will struggle with the same thing for cycles and cycles and cycles and cycles, and nobody can help them until they're ready to exit the situation that they're in. This is what I believe a pity party looks like. Somebody who sits inside of the energy of their own pain, inside of the energy of their own anguish, their own grief, and doesn't move on. But somebody who recognizes, and even Scorpios will probably be able to tell you better than I can, even though I've got Pluto exalted in Scorpio. These hardships can be used to motivate yourself. Think of the carrot on the stick, and I don't mean to turn the scorpion image into a carrot on a stick, but like if the scorpion dangled its own food in front of itself, it might be able to perpetuate more motion, more ongoing motion. But ultimately, it's up to the individual that goes through the hardship. So if at 8 o'clock you're going through anything particularly difficult in your 3D reality, give yourself a break. Give yourself the opportunity to get in tune with your... Is this Neptune or is this also Uranus? It's Uranus and the North Node, I think, or maybe the South Node because it doesn't have an N in there. Either which way, you've got the ability to perceive, all right, am I going to continue going through this circumstance in exactly the same way that I have been for the last day, for the last week, for the last month, for the last year, for the last decade, or am I going to change something? Am I going to get a different perspective on what has happened, what has changed within me, so that I can continue to move forward, so that I can continue to access my own power, so that I can... I've got in the thing if you want. It's in the thing. It's the same one as before. Anyway. And then with the North Node coming out there, if it is South Node, that's sort of the energy that I want to help you alchemize. Give yourself the permission to reinterpret. If you're moving towards the South Node, that just means that you're not moving towards the North Node. So you're not moving towards your... you're not moving towards your life objective, your life purpose, your life mission. Staying in the Five of Pentacles and choosing not to use it to transform, to elevate, to gain back your power from 3D experience is your choice. And so I'm going to move on from here. At 9 o'clock, we got the devil. So 9 o'clock, Sagittarius, expansion and belief. This card is all about attachments. And it comes out at 9 o'clock, Sagittarius. The card or the energy that comes out here is Mars and the Meridian. The language on the card is desire. I am the slave of him who prepared me. Now this actually doesn't look like humans. This doesn't even... like they look like marionettes. And then with the language underneath, I am the slave of him who prepared me. What do I think of here? And this is in expansion and belief. Like, I get the Garden of Eden story and I'm like, oh, what is temptation? Just like in this moment in the here and now, I've been talking light into the framework. It's like, what attachments have you got that are potentially blocking you from expanding and standing on your beliefs, your systems of belief? What are you holding on to that's no longer serving you? What are you being called maybe to let go of so that you can move forward into the future that you've been perceiving for yourself? So 9 o'clock, the devil. Find out. Have you got any attachments in your world, in your 3D, in your mind, in your heart, in your soul space that you're needing to let go of? Is there any karma that you're needing to process through so that you can start walking the dharmic path? What is it that you need to do so that you can experience the next phase of reality? Cool. And so I'll move on. 10 o'clock, Capricorn. Career and reputation. I've got the 8 of Pentacles here. And this card here has Saturn and Pluto on the side. So this card here talks about discipline. This card here talks about mastery. This card talks about hard work and the payoffs. The consequences of following through with the things that you've been putting energy into, earth energy into. As a consequence of you coming through this 12-card journey, you've been able to expand to the moment in time that you're at in the here and now. You move at your own pace. You take every moment to transform. You move literally like water and silk. You've got the finesse inside of you. We've already transitioned through a 7 of Pentacles, a 5 of Pentacles, to this 8 of Pentacles. Whew, that's a 15, that's a 20. That's judgment. What's this? High I8 balance. I'll check that out later. I don't want to get distracted by other people's inputs. It's like, this card is like, you've been doing the work. You've maybe been doing the work in the astral with the person with their hands up and the neck thing and the balls floating around him on the outside. But your 3D experience is materializing into a divine experience. And so the things that you've held inside of your heart space, your mind space, they are going to be challenged and they are going to be purified. You having gone through the previous cards experience, and I didn't do this for anything else, but I'm going to show you. You having gone through the devil coming into the 8 of Pentacles, this is what gives you the ability to just move freely, move like silk on water. You're no longer bound. You're no longer attached. You're no longer groomed by evil. You're somebody who walks in the light, and you continue to walk in that light until you find your resting days. Wow. I mentioned before as well that we didn't get to a 10, but we got to a 9. So I'll leave this message here and I can come back to Capricorn part of it once I get to the last card. So I will move on to 11 o'clock, Aquarius, community and purpose. Just there. Mars, Ketu. In my chart, Ketu is conjunct. What are you doing? What are you talking about? Are you resonating with this message, or are you educating my channel? I8 balance. You retracted a message. Your south node is... Are you just trying to connect with the people that are viewing at the moment? I'm just trying to ascertain what's going on. Yeah, but I'm still in the reading. So is this like an ADHD, you're parroting or reflecting your own understanding in the here and now? I'm trying to ascertain what you're doing. That's all. Because I've got 3 cards left and then I'm done with this reading and then I can interact freely. Okay, so Aquarius, 11 o'clock, community and purpose. What must I release so I can begin again? Ooh. 4 of Swords. I don't know if this is in the reverse or not. If it's in the reverse for you, this moment in time, this transit that I was talking about at the very beginning of this reading, this transit in time is a time for you to take action, move forward in the way that feels right for you. And if it is in the upright, then this is a time for you to really slow down just before we move through this transit and give yourself the biggest, best opportunity to actually succeed. Well rested, clear mind, clear heart, using, again, Saturn and Neptune. Oh, Saturn and Uranus coming out here. I think it's Neptune, actually, and I've been saying it wrong this whole time. I'll continue this reading with it being Uranus, and that will be that, whatever. You've been able to slow down because you understand and in tune with what you need. You have a good sense of what you've done inside your experience, so you're slowing it down and making it make sense for yourself, and you're not really looking to the external. You're looking to divinity to find your answers. You're looking for divinity to help you close out whatever you need to close out, move towards the things that you actually want to move towards. I mentioned before, we've already had the 10 of Swords inside of this reading, so Aquarius, it's like, as long as you're taking time to rest, as long as you're taking time to check in with what's going on with you, you will continue to move inside of your purpose. You will continue to bolster your community by being yourself. And if that means that you've got to take a rest break when everybody else is kicking it into first gear, second gear, third gear, whatever, take that break. Acknowledge yourself. Respect yourself enough to give yourself the opportunity to be in the here and now, doing what is going on in the here and now, and then doing what comes next when it happens. Like, don't exist inside of the energy of memory or imagination for too long. They're great energies for creative people to sit in, but you don't need to stay there forever. You can rest those two parts of yourself so that you can actually have energy to do what you want to do when you want to do it. Do you know what I mean? All right. So the last card for this external 12, this card will be 12 o'clock, Pisces. This is the subconscious and surrender card. This is the 3 of Wands. So I see that you're going to get the expansion that you need. You're going to be moving towards the things that make you happy, the things that bring you excitement, the things that make your internal fire come to life. Like, you're going to be tasting of the fruit of your own labor. You've gone through an experience of surrendering what no longer serves you. You've gone through a period of chasing personal satisfaction because fuck the next guy. You're here now. You don't know what's going to come after you. So you're not going to worry about all of the extra bits and pieces. You're going to join the collective field. You're going to integrate what you have been experiencing and going through, and you're just going to have an expansive experience where you come together with every part that has presented to you, presented for you to interpret, to give life to if you choose to, or walk away from. All of these experiences have been leading you to yourself. We began this with the 3 of Swords and we ended this with the 3 of Wands. You're on this adventure because you have been on one for the longest amount of time. You're not, I don't think you're even anywhere near done. 40 and 50-year-olds, that's still only halfway to 100. So pull your finger out, get moving, get going, do something different. And if you don't like what you're seeing, do something different, do something better. I'm not here for your validation or your anything really. I'm here because I believe I'm supposed to be. I believe I'm called to be. I believe in the things that I say to people, and I really do try to give my focus, attention, my energy to the collective field through a 22 card reading so that you guys can take whatever resonates for you. I don't want to be your parent. Nope. I want to be an adult that has friends that might also one day get into their own hobbies and ask me to subscribe to them because they want me to check out their content or something. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't need to be the only YouTuber on the planet Earth. No. I just want to be one of them. And this has been a dream that's been in the making for a very long time. So to wrap up this message, we'll go to the 22nd card, which is the top card. It's the 9 of Pentacles. Celebrate. If you took a holiday, come on, let's celebrate. Just one day, I won't lie. All right, so we got Mars and we got Venus and Pluto. Venus and Pluto in the Nine of Pentacles. So that card there talks about independence, normally, the way that I describe it. And, sorry, Venus talks about love and pleasure, as I said before. So Venus is you being in tune with yourself. Yeah, that makes sense. And then Pluto is transformation, transformative, deep, intense. So the 22nd card, or the Ophiuchus card, or the 10th card within this reading, wherever you want to put this last card, as the 10th or the 13th card, you've rediscovered yourself. You're never going back to hard outlooks during hard times. You're going to take accountability and responsibility for the way that you choose to perceive the world, because ultimately you're not going to externalize satisfaction. It's your life, it's your message, it's your experience. And with the amount of power and independence that I feel inside of this card, for whoever I was talking to, I'll note that there was only 2 of you here now, potentially maybe only 2 of you here for the whole reading, but yeah. And this is the kind of transformation and power that can't be taken away from you by an external force. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep fucking around and finding out. Literally. It's the only way you learn anything. And if you feel like you're getting comfortable, if you feel like you're getting complacent, if you feel like you're getting overtly happy just being in one spot, snap out of it. Like, give yourself an opportunity to grow, all right? And not just here or here or here. Like, how about we grow here? We grow our crowns and we take care of our heart space and our 3D experience, and we connect meaningfully. And if we can't, we just say goodbye. No need to say more. Like, and even if you have to say anything, then go for it. But otherwise, we just say goodbye. I never intended to be the type of YouTube tarot reader that had a dependent audience. I always hoped that people would be able to discern what messages were for them and what parts weren't for them, and would just be able to enjoy each other's company with resonance or without. So yeah, that was this. This was that. I'm going to pull one more oracle card to wrap up this reading. Thank you, Spirit. I got 3. Meditate. Return to the tranquil home within yourself. Absolutely. Meditate on this message. Decide if it's for you or not. Remember, I don't want to be the dictator of your reality. I'm just trying to show you what I see inside of energy. And when you look after your heart, that's where home really is anywhere for you. So, the next card is the heart chakra. I am loved, I am love. Heart chakra. Definitely felt that energy coming through the whole way through the whole reading. I feel like there's been an alignment inside of the heart chakra, which is going to give you a clear field, 3 up, 3 down. It should give you a clear connection. I just got buzzing on my right, so maybe that divine masculine and now buzzing on the left, and divine feminine has reconnected inside of the field. And the last card I get is calm communication. Are you articulating as you intend to be heard? And so, that's that. This was this. Thank you to the 7 people who left a like on the video. Thank you to the 1 person who's still here. I'll catch you all on the next one. And I'm just going to go through the comments real quickly. Hello to Tori Marie. How's it going? I ate 4L4NCE. Don't tell me what to do on my channel at all. I didn't force you to be here whatsoever. So I'm actually just going to block you from the chat. Like, yeah, from the channel. Start your own YouTube channel and give advice about what people should be doing on their channels from your channel. And next time, drop a donation with your commentary. Because I don't need to process that for free. I'm just going to convert it into a battery pack for me later. So yeah, anyway, I'm hiding you now. Thanks for stopping in. I didn't need you to be here though. Anyway. And then there goes all my chatter. It was all one person. Wait, what were you freaking saying in the chat? No wonder people were leaving. Yeah, what are you talking about, Key2? Oh, I can't be bothered. Anyway, I'm off. Hasta luego. Ciao, everybody. That was weird.